February 11th, 1990, Buster Douglas and his manager, John Johnson, certainly shocked the world when they knocked out Mike Tyson. And we are thrilled to have Buster and John in studio. 35 years ago that happened, February 11th. We want to thank both of you guys for being here. Buster, I want to ask you, what was your mood going into that fight? Obviously, you tragically lost your mom heading into that fight. What do you think that had on your mental status going into that? How did that affect you in that fight?
Actually, it was a very positive, an emotional effect. I was really excited and ready to go.
Does it seem like 35 years ago, champ?
No, it doesn't seem that long ago.
I mean, do you still sit and think about it and say, man, that was a magical night in Tokyo? And
it all came together.
It really did.
Yeah.
Johnny, as you think back 35 years ago, what jumps out to you?
I said that at the end of the fight, when the fight was over, I got to Buster and I was hugging his neck and I was saying over and over, you were great, you were great, you were great. And he was great.
He was
so
great.
That moment, it was kind of like Ryan Day when he threw the headgear off. It was like, man, this is over. I mean, we won and all that.
It came together.
It all came together.
Yeah.
It's been 35 years ago, and I just want to know, what was the game plan? Share with all the folks out there, what was the game plan that led for this man to beat Mike Tyson, who people felt he was a 42-1 underdog?
42.
No,
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, we've got to give a lot of credit to his uncle, J.D. McCauley, who was his main trainer, and he did a wonderful job. He was the guy that had to get Buster up every morning. And you got to get a lot of credit. But strategy-wise, we just let him use his natural ability, and because he had great hands and great feet. And
yeah, I wanted to ask you because people talk about the jab.
Yeah.
His jab in that fight, that was the difference, wasn't it? And I think, I don't know, I think Mike Tyson's still having nightmares about that jab coming into his face, don't you think?
I don't know where he still does, but he did that afternoon in Tokyo. I can tell you that. Yeah, I told him I think at the end of the fifth or sixth round, I said, I always watch the other guy go back to his corner, see where he's at physically, mentally.
I ask you about the jab. Obviously, I think about it and I just see you hitting him with that left. Did you have a feeling it was going to work? And did you guys have a plan that, hey, we can control this fight with my jab?
Well, it was just basically get off, be first, and get the motivation, not the motivation, but the get going. We're leading off with that jab, and that jab leads to everything else. Working off of the jab, and things just come along, and you take advantage of it as you see it.
The other thing, Buster, you're a big man. I'm not little, but you are a big man. And I met Mike Tyson. He's not much bigger than me, size-wise.
Right.
You are a big man. Did that play an advantage to you, think? Because for a lot of guys would go into those fights, and I think they almost felt like they lost it beforehand. They seemed scared. You never seemed scared. And you went in, you were a heavyweight, and you showed him, hey, man, I'm a heavyweight. Did that play a factor?
Well, definitely, using the reach and being able to have a lot of better mobility, getting in and getting out.
I want to ask you about after the fight. You come home to Columbus, a hero's welcome. And I often ask people about this trivia. I say, name the only man in Columbus, at least I know of, that had 2 ticker tape parades down Broad Street. And it's this man right here, Buster Douglas. People forget that he had was in a parade when Linda McKinley won the state championship in basketball. And then you come home to this. Look at the video, and you can see it, what it was like then. What was that experience like, coming home in that parade and all those people?
It was very exciting, and well accepted and appreciated, It was just a great moment.
Buster, you were a 42-1 underdog. When in that fight did you know you had it won?
I felt very confident going into the fight. You know, from the first round on, it just grew bigger and bigger as it went on. You know, the fight continued. And I felt the confidence just grew bigger, you know, motivation and excitement, and it was just thrilling and went with the flow.
Was there a point in the fight when you were in the ring and, you know, I don't know, a round or whatever, that you felt like this is it, this is going to be my night?
8th round.
Why? What happened in that round?
That was the round that I felt very overconfident and got caught with a shot, but, you know, I stopped fighting for a brief moment, you know, in the ring, and, you know, I got caught with a shot, but I had to get right back up and continue to do what I was doing previous to that.
Johnny, same question to you. You're in the corner. Was there a moment in that fight you knew you had it won, that you told him, hey, man, this is our night?
Well, like you said, it went as the fight went. I told him at the end of the 4th round, and the announcers pointed out that I said, you won all 4 rounds. He dominated those rounds, and he just continued dominating when it gets down to it. And the more he hit Mike, the more damage he did. But I think when he went down, when Buster went down, I didn't see the punch he got hit with. But when he got up and when he came over the corner, I started yelling as loud as I could, he's going to come like hell. He's going to come like hell, you know. And he did. As he come out and started that 9th round firing. And then Tim May always said that 9th round was the best round in heavyweight boxing. Where he said, hey, man.
Well, the whole fight was. I just remember watching. I was about to get married, and it was just crazy. We were going nuts. John, a lot of people know this, but some of you may not. John got his start at Ohio State working for Woody Hayes. He's got that on. What effect did Woody have on you? Called your business Coach Boxing, and I think that was influenced by Woody. How did Woody influence you, and what did he give you that you were helped to translate to this young man to win the heavyweight championship of the world?
Coach Hayes was everything as far as, and he had a great effect on my life. In fact, it's crazy how much of a disciple I was to Coach Hayes. When Mike Tyson went down in the corner and the referee started counting it, it seemed like it was taking forever, 1, 2, so on. And when he hit 7, Mike reached over to get his mouthpiece, and I knew that we won then. So I stepped up on the steps and I said, Coach, we got him, because he was with me mentally. It still is. He still is.
Buster, I want to know, how often have you talked to Mike Tyson? And I don't know, how's it go? How many times?
It's pretty good. We met a few times over the years at different events. And it's been a pleasant, introduction. And we just old chums, basically.
He treats you good?
Yeah, positive.
Do you ever wish, and I know there was a lot of talk right after, do you ever wish you fought him again? Do you ever wish there was a rematch?
Yeah, it could have been, but it never worked out. But, it happened. I'm satisfied with the results.
Well, let me ask you this, because you even told me you never retired. Well, Mike Tyson came out of retirement a couple months ago and fought that Jake Paul. Didn't go well. Would you ever fight Mike again now? I'm kidding, of course.
No, right,
I'm kidding, of course.
Right.
You've been dodging me for years.
Exactly. So why would I do that? You'd be the first one in line.
Yeah, I'm the first one in line, ladies and gentlemen. Next time I need to have my brain mixed up, I'll come see you.
Give me a call.
But you guys have a good relationship.
Yeah, good relationship.
What do you think about the game of boxing now? I mean, obviously, when
it's good. I think it's good. It's wide open for an opportunity for a heavyweight to get in there and make a name for itself. Just as good as it was before, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Now, let me tell folks what you're doing now. You're still involved in boxing, right?
Most definitely.
Tell the folks what you're doing now.
I'm working as a boxing instructor at the Parks and Rec Center at Thompson Recreation Center, putting together a good team. I got a good group of kids I'm working with, and we're looking to take over the city and move on from there.
Does Coach come down and help a little too?
Well, we talk on the phone about it throughout the weeks and months, but you know, he's yet to come make a personal appearance.
Now, are you retired from boxing now?
No, I have. In fact, Buster, of course, is a great advisor for me. But I've got 3 kids from Cleveland, and they can really. I work closely with.
So you're still doing the game?
Yeah.
It's in your blood.
Yeah, I'll always be trying to win another world championship. I'll tell you
right.
something. 7 times I've been to the world championship.
How about that?
Awesome.
Yeah.
John
7
Johnson
times, yeah.
and the great Buster Douglas. Now, Buster and I have often talked about, but I think I'm too old now. And
Right.
you still look good, but I went down in weight. So
Right, so we're not in a weight division.
we're not. So I'll wrestle you.
Either
Though.
boy,
I'll wrestle you. The great Buster Douglas and John Johnson. Buster, 35 years ago, shocked the world.
Unbelievable.
And he's a Columbus icon. Buster, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, Dom.
We have to take a break. Wall to Wall Sports will be right back. Thanks, my man.